Brilliance Audio presents Nemo Rising by Courtney Joyner, performed by Derek Perkins. A punch of fast air shattered white vapor as the creature broke through the clouds during its descent, then flew at mid-altitude over the last 50 kilometers of ocean. There was no headwind to fight, and the moon reflected brightly across the always moving details of the water below, allowing for perfect targeting. Curving its wings, it picked up speed and dipped toward a freighter steaming for the horizon. The writing was a child's, some letters scrawled together in an attempt at script, and the rest printed large and bold, including the date, April 20, 1870, with the P backward. Horst couldn't help his smile, reading it through for the 5th time, eyes settling proudly on the words that were spelled correctly and forgiving ones that weren't. Wie vielen Malen können Sie das lesen? Krieg coughed his question as he reached for the coffee pot and the squat iron stove, then continued in English, as guttural as his German. All the day you read that thing. You're not the only grandpa of the world. Her first letter not to St. Nicholas, and she's trying in English. Krieg snorted. Eine Zeitverschwendung, he said, pouring the last of the belly-wash coffee into a misshapen mug, his name painted on its side. Horst said, Your grandson made that thing. I've never seen you without it. Ja. Krieg drank, the wash dribbling as usual. Because it's of use. He wrung his coffee-soaked beard, then dropped a silver alarm whistle dangling from a chain and a Colt single-action pistol onto the small wooden table next to the stove. He settled on a crew bench, rolls from his hips swallowing most of it. The bench groaned, but not loud enough to cover the hollow sound of the ocean slapping against the ship's iron hull. The wave echo was a constant, but years as sea dogs made Krieg and Horst deaf to it. The mess boy put out a fresh pot without a word, as Horst slipped his granddaughter's letter in one pocket, the pistol in the other, and hung the whistle around his neck. Krieg mumbled his standard warning about ducking below the crossbeam before starting up the stairs to the upper deck. Horst always ducked. The Broomhilda was the newest ship Horst ever crewed, and for him, taking the deck watch meant time for admiration, particularly if she was under full steam, like tonight. He'd gotten the habit of walking stern to bow as an apprentice seaman, stepping beyond the rail's end to that last bit of rigging, looking down at the waterline, seeing the cutting of the ocean, feeling the vessels to and fro. His hands traced the wood and steelwork, memorizing every join, instinctively knowing when they were sure. It was Horst's connection with the ship that allowed him to sense when she was about to pitch, his nerves stinging needles before an actual crisis. Moving toward the stern, checking the worthiness of the lifeboat ties, Horst couldn't improve on Broomhilda. She was exactly as she should be at 10 bells, with anchor chains coiled, cargo holds bolted. He relit his clay pipe, listening to the gearwork's heartbeat of the Day, Summers and Company engines. He knew he'd missed that pulse when he packed off. He checked his pocket again for the letter's comfort, continued to the opposite rail, then stopped, cocking his head. There was something. Somewhere, in the dark. He listened, nerves taking over, feeling the sting. And then, the grinding. The sound was low and mechanical, that groan of metal on metal, twisting before shearing and rising louder. Horst looked to the stacks. Their steam billowed with no ruptures, no breach. The groan became a steel scream,